Shoofly Pie. Hello, my dears. Your favorite baking spaniel, Buttercup, is back with another fun episode. Today, I am once again delving into my vintage recipe book. This time, we are going to make a shoofly pie. What is a shoofly pie, you ask? Well, I am just as curious as you are, so let's find out together. Before we begin work on our pie, we will need a pie crust to put it in. I am going to be making one from scratch today. I have found a recipe in the same book for one titled Easy Pie Crust. I like the way that sounds, so I'm going to try it out. I have decided to make one minor change. This recipe calls for using all shortening, but I really love a buttery pie crust, so I'll be using half butter and half shortening. For our first step, I've sifted out 2½ cups of flour, and we're going to whisk in 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, we will cut in 1/2 cup of butter, and 1/2 cup of shortening. It's very important for these ingredients to be cold when making a pie crust, so make sure both have been popped in the fridge for a bit before starting this recipe. I'm going to be using a pastry cutter to mix these ingredients together, but if you don't have one, 2 forks would work just as well. Mix. We're going to mix this until it resembles coarse sand. The next step calls for 1 egg, and we will beat this with a whisk. That egg. Add in 1 tablespoon of vinegar and 1/4 cup of cold water. And let's mix this a little bit. Now we are going to add this mixture to our flour mixture. Add in a little at a time, mixing gently using a fork. Once everything is added, carefully blend just until the dough starts to come together. Once your dough has started to come together, we will turn it out onto a lightly floured surface. Whoa. And gently work it into a ball. You're going to have to get your paws dirty for this one. Now this recipe actually makes enough for 2 pie crusts, so we will cut the ball in half. Now, roll each half into a new ball. And then gently flatten each one until it's a small disc. Wrap each disc in plastic wrap. And then place that in the refrigerator to cool. It's very important that your pie crust chills for at least 1 hour before baking. You can keep your unbaked pie crust in the refrigerator for up to 3 days, or freeze it and it will last up to 3 months. All right, now that our pie crust has been made, we can work on the filling while it's chilling. Oh look, that rhymed! Filling while it's chilling. The first step calls for 1 cup of boiling water. Oh my, we better be careful with that. To this, it says to add 1 teaspoon of soda, which is likely baking soda. Here we go. Whoa. In a separate bowl, we will combine 3/4 cup of molasses and 1 egg. Give these a good whisk to mix them up. Now we will add the water and baking soda to the molasses mixture. I'm doing this slowly to keep the egg from cooking up due to the hot water. Once all combined, set this mixture aside. The next step is to make a crumb mixture. In this bowl I have 3/4 cup of flour. We're going to add 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. Ooh, it was very packed. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And some lovely spices, which is 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/8 teaspoon of ginger, and 1/8 teaspoon of cloves. And last, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. We'll whisk all these ingredients until they're well combined. For the last step, we will cut in 2 tablespoons of shortening. And mix this until it's the consistency of cornmeal. That looks pretty cornmeal-like to me. Okay, our fillings are made, so let's roll out our pie crust. On a lightly floured surface, roll out your pie dough to a roughly 12-inch diameter. I have this fancy little pie mat here that tells me how much to roll it out, but you can use a regular ruler too. The best way to roll out your dough is to start in the center and roll outwards. Looking pretty good here. Once your dough is rolled out, we're going to carefully place it into a 9-inch pie dish. Gently press the dough into the sides of your dish. Trim off any excess and then use your fingers to shape the edges of the crust. Now it's ready for the filling. Starting with the molasses mixture, we're going to alternate pouring each filling into the pie and ending with the crumb mixture. Here we go. Whoops! I missed. Well, doesn't that look interesting? Now it's time to bake the pie. The directions say to place in a 450-degree Fahrenheit oven for 15 minutes, then to reduce the temperature to 350 degrees until done. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't tell you how to tell if the pie is done though. Let's check on it after 20 minutes at the reduced temperature and see if it has set. Our pie is out of the oven now. I ended up cooking it for about 25 minutes after reducing the temperature. And now I've let it cool for about 20 minutes. While the pie was cooking, I did a little research into the history of Shoofly Pie. Shoofly Pie is a Pennsylvania Dutch recipe that dates back to around the 1880s. As for the name, it is believed to be the fact that the sweet molasses in the pie likely attracted flies, hence Shoofly Pie. Let's cut into it and take a look. Oh, but look at that. It looks really lovely. And let me tell you, that smell, oh my goodness. The rich molasses with those spices, It smells like Christmas to me. I can't wait to try it. Let's have our official taste tester give it a shot right now. Here you go, dear.
Thank you. Get a full bite of the crust.
What do you think?
I'm going for another bite.
Oh, he's going for another bite. That's good.
It has like a very deep molassesy like flavor with the ginger and like the spices in there. It's like got a very like spicy, fairly strong.
It's a powerful pie.
It's got a powerful taste to it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So the verdict is in. The Shoofly Pie came out quite nice. Now this pie is extremely rich and has a very strong molasses flavor. It packs quite a punch. But if you enjoy that kind of flavor and those rich spices together, I think you would like this pie. Definitely give Shoofly Pie a try. That sure was a fun recipe. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you consider giving this pie a try as well. And speaking of fun recipes, do you have a special recipe that you would like me to try out on an episode? If so, send an email to bakeupbuttercup@gmail.com with your recipe. You must be okay with me sharing the full recipe in a video. And do keep in mind, I can't guarantee if and when I will be able to use your recipe. But I sure would love to see what you all have to share with me. Much love to all of you. Until next time, mwah!